Hi guys. So this week, hopefully, reading will be a little easier for you. As teachers, we did some reflecting, and so we realized that maybe we gave you guys too much work. Maybe it wasn't as organized as we thought it was, and everybody makes mistakes. But the one thing that makes us better is reflecting, and so we did some reflecting and we made some changes. So this week, all of your reading is going to be in Mayan. You are going to be completing a Mayan project this week. So this week, you're going to be reading about someone named Jane Goodall. And so this week, we are going to be reading to find the most important points made about Jane Goodall, and then we are going to explain how the authors use evidence and reasons to support these points. So we're going to be using something in Mayan called the line tool, or you can choose to use the highlighter. I personally like to use the highlighter, but I'm going to show you both. So this right here, this is found in tools, and then I click on this. This is the line tool. So if I find something in the text that I find really important, I'm going to underline it, just like that. Now if I want to delete it, I'm going to press this trash can. And so I can choose what I remove, but I'm going to press this one that says all annotations. So that means any mark in the book that I've made, it will erase it. So make sure that when you're erasing something that you click on whatever it was that you erased. So this would be considered a shape. All right, so the highlighter, same thing. So I'm going to click on this highlighter tool, which is up here. If I find something important, then I'm going to just hold it over the words. You can click on a word and it'll highlight the important details. So in your Mayan project, you are going to have a few different tasks. So one of the tasks is a graphic organizer, and your graphic organizer will look like this. I drew it right here so that you can identify what it is whenever you find it. It's a character map. So we're going to be using the character map this week in order to identify what the author wants us to know about Jane Goodall. So this is where at the beginning I said identify the author's points. We're going to identify what does the author want us to know about Jane Goodall. So once we find what the author wants us to know about Jane Goodall, we'll choose a box and we'll put it in the box. And then afterwards, we're going to find evidence from the text that supports that. And I will show you an example in just a moment. We're also going to be reading and using our highlighter and line tools to answer two essential questions, and those are going to be your written responses in Mayan. So one of the questions is, why did Jane Goodall's methods of studying attract criticism or disapproval at first? So as we read, we will be using these tools to find evidence to support that. And so you may have to read this text more than once. Maybe read it the first time to fill out the graphic organizer, and the second time to answer those essential questions given in Mayan. And then the second question is, why is Jane Goodall now known as an inspiration? So you're going to be doing the graphic organizer, you're going to be doing the two questions, and then after that, you're going to take a quiz. And that's going to be it for reading, other than your 45 minutes of iReady and your independent reading. And for iReady this week, I'm actually going to be assigning you lessons, and you will complete those lessons that were assigned to you this week. All right, so I'm going to model for you just one page. So this is later in the text. This is not at the beginning. So we're thinking as we read, what does the author want us to know about Jane Goodall? So I'm going to read these. This is kind of in the form of a graphic novel. And when I find a point that the author is trying to make, I'm going to underline that and I'm going to put it in my graphic organizer, which you have access to on Mayan. You won't need to download anything. You won't need to send it back to me. It will be in Mayan where I can see it. All right, so this says, today, Goodall teaches people about how they can help chimpanzees and other wild animals. And it says here, every individual matters, every individual has a role to play, every individual makes a difference, and we have a choice. What sort of difference do we want to make? And then down here it says, my mission is to create a world where we can live in harmony with nature. Can I do it alone? No. So there's a whole army of youth that can do it. I'm going to go back and I'm thinking, what does the author want us to know about Jane Goodall? So it says here that Goodall teaches people about how they can help chimps and other wild animals. Over here, It says Goodall often visits classrooms to tell young people about her lifelong work with chimpanzees. So I'm going to take my graphic organizer, which again I said that you have in Mayan, and I'm going to write, she teaches others about how to treat animals. Now, I need to find evidence from the text that supports this. And here it says that she visits classrooms. So my evidence could be visits classrooms. She has a mission, and it says that her mission is to create harmony. So when we're taking notes, we don't need to write down the whole thing. So I'm just going to say mission, create harmony among animals and humans. And so we have 4 different spots where we can write. Now, as I read and as I continue to read, if I find more evidence that supports this, I might want to go back to my graphic organizer and add that. But you have 3 other points that you need to find about Jane Goodall. What does the author want us to know about Jane Goodall? So I'm going to make a success criteria, and I'm going to put it up in Edsby. And so one of your success criteria is to find 3 points that the author makes about Jane Goodall. You are going to need to find 2 pieces of evidence to support each point made. That will be part of your success criteria, and that's how you will be graded. When you are done with the graphic organizer, you will be answering the 2 written response questions. You have success criteria in the written response questions for you, and then you will also be taking an assessment. And then that will be it for reading. On Wednesday, you will have iReady lessons to complete. You are still expected to read and complete an independent reading response journal. Everything will be graded by Thursday. So on Friday, you do not have school, but you can get on if you want to and complete work. And then my last thing is, you are going to have a bonus folder every single week. So this is called Early Finishers /bonus. So if you feel like you want extra work, or you think that this week you weren't given enough work to do during the week, you can go into that group on Edsby and complete the extra work. You can earn up to 5 bonus points every week that will count towards your grades. All right, message me with any questions after you watch this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.